Hello everyone, for my term project I made Deep Sea Defense, which is a tower defense game where you're tasked with basically defeating alien sea monsters that are infiltrating the country. So let's first go to map editor. Let's edit this map. We can undo the path. We can add Acid 74, which basically heals enemies. Tornado, which is basically a natural disaster which harms enemies. Fog, which prevents towers from seeing enemies when they're in the fog. And mineral deposits, which will help boost um, resource mining. Now we can save that, and when we start the game, we have the options between choosing between our custom levels and generated levels. So let's first choose our custom levels. I believe it's this one. Okay, here we're able to place things like resource mine, which generates profits, especially when it's in the mineral deposits. It will generate extra profits. We have laser turret, which tracks and beams at enemies. We have perhaps my favorite tower, which tours the board and basically attacks enemies in range. We have a special power up, which basically nukes monsters. And we have other things such as like Tooth Trap, which does instant damage to the enemies. We have things like the Monster Net, which slows it down. And we have Magic Portal, which will teleport the enemy back to the start. And you can also upgrade these towers. For example, we can upgrade Laser Turret to do more damage. Currently, it's doing 5 per second. We will do extra damage when we upgrade it, and we can see our profits changing. And we can also see what animations with specific towers when they're doing a specific action. And the complexity here really lies in managing all these different objects. Each tower has a specific projectile object that it has to track, and we also have the different animations for each of the towers. We all have to consistently see the relationships between the monsters and the towers, as well as the positions of different projectiles, such as the power up. Now, when we want to end the game, we simply click quit game, or if we lose the game, of course, and we're able to basically quit the game back to our level screen. And our levels, we can now explore like the smart map generation. So how the smart map generation works is we have easy, medium, and hard, which is determined by the length of the path. And how I kind of implemented this was I subdivide the map into n number of segments, and then I use a math function in order to first take the tangent lines at different points of the math function. I specifically chose sine squared x over 2. And basically what this does is I'm able to create a threshold for how long a line segment can be and what direction it can go. And that basically influences how long the total path will be or how it basically turns. And this is done through a variety of different um, calculations. So if we choose easy, for example, we'll have a longer path. And if we choose hard, it's going to be a shorter and straighter path. And they also generate assets where needed. So if we choose medium, we have like a little bit more line segments and a little bit longer path. And we can continue to play the game. A lot of this has also utilized file writing and operations, simply because we have to save all of our maps as well as load them up. And this is done by simply encoding a text file and then decoding that later on in other screens. And we also have our rulebook where we have our different um, rules as well as like explanations of what Deep Sea Defense does. And overall, the Deep Sea Defense has a lot of different components to it, especially just managing the different towers and their animations and whatnot. And it's the tower defense game is a lot has a lot of different features that allow it to be a fun and playable game. So, yeah, thank you.